Gantt charts offer macro-level timelines in Agile Project Management for a better alignment of execution with plans. In this video, we'll create and share a dynamic template in Excel with 4 easy steps. Setting up Excel Gantt charts for Agile Project Management, defining project milestones, tasks and risk levels, project progress tracking and data-driven decision-making, and comparing Gantts in Excel with MS Project, Primavera P6, Trello and ClickUp. You can follow along by getting the Excel workbook via the provided link in the description below. Step 1 is setting up Excel Gantt charts for Agile Project Management. Excel offers pre-designed Gantt chart templates that you can customize for any project. To access them, go to the File tab and select New. Then type Gantt chart in the template search bar. Choose the Agile Gantt chart template, which is reliably developed by Microsoft, and then select Create. You'll see useful explanations about the template on one of the created sheets. The other sheet has a structured layout with the Gantt chart on the right-hand side and tabular data on the left. Feel free to delete unwanted rows on this sheet and your project timeline will be updated dynamically. Next, let's enter our project title, which is Developing a Minimum Viable Product or MVP in cell B1. We can also add our company name in cell B2, which is Mobile App Developer, and I will be leading this project myself. Notice how row 5 displays sequential dates, and row 7 shows abbreviated days of the week for our quick reference. Today's date is highlighted in red, which is helpful to track the real-time progress of our project. You can use the scrolling increment in cell F4 to navigate the timeline. For example, entering 30 as the scrolling increment will jump us forward for 1 calendar month. The scroll bar in row 6 lets you pan horizontally, which is ideal for long-term projects. Now let's look at the color-coded legends, which defines the status of tasks and milestones. Blue is for on-track tasks that are progressing as planned. Yellow for low-risk tasks with minor risks that are still on track. Purple for medium-risk tasks that may require attention. Red for high-risk tasks that are prone to delay or failure. And finally gray for unassigned tasks that have not yet been assigned to a team or individual. This visual system helps teams instantly identify bottlenecks and prioritize their efforts. It's important to take a moment and fully understand the timeline and legend. Step 2 is defining project milestones, tasks and risk levels. Each row in the spreadsheet is a planned entry with important information regarding the project's progress, risks, and team responsibilities. The first entry of Project Kickoff is marked as a milestone and assigned to the project lead. This has achieved 100% progress with the starting date of 15th of Feb. Although the duration is shown as 1 day to have a presence on the project timeline, note its overlap with the next task. Following the kickoff, we have the requirements gathering, which is on track and showing timely completion without deviations from the planned timeline. It is assigned to Team A and initiated on the 15th of Feb with a duration of 3 days. Next, the design phase is categorized as on track and is assigned to Team A. Beginning on 18th of Feb with a planned duration of 5 days, the design phase has been completed to 100%. The development phase marks a shift in complexity and risk. It's entered with the category of high risk due to the inherent uncertainties and technical challenges. This is assigned to Team B and starts on the 20th of Feb. Also, initial plans for development phase are 10 days is currently 70% complete. The high-risk categorization is a strategic decision that flags potential delays or technical hurdles. The testing phase is added with a medium risk label and assigned to Team C. It's initiated on the 20th of Feb for a 6-day duration, and testing is at a modest 5% progress due to its recent commencement. The bug fixing task is recorded with the low-risk category and assigned to Team C. Bug fixing is scheduled to start on 3rd of March and last for 4 days with the current progress at 0%. Next is the deployment phase with a medium risk classification, which is assigned to Team D. It is scheduled to start on the 5th of March for 4 days. Deployment carries medium risk because it involves transitioning the product into the live environment. The final review is entered as a milestone with 0% progress now. It is assigned once again to the project lead and scheduled on the 8th of March for 1 day. The final review overlaps with the previous task and does not extend the project completion time. You can see the first view of our project Gantt chart now. May I pause here for a minute and quickly mention something? Our analytics show that only around 32% of the channel's regular viewers are subscribed. If you are enjoying our content, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. It's a free way to support us in continuing this learning journey. Thanks. Back to our template, and by defining project milestones, tasks and risk levels, we have created a dynamic Gantt chart for tracking progress, identifying potential risks, and assigning clear responsibilities. Step 2 is now complete, but let's decode what this chart is actually telling us in the next step. Step 3 is project progress tracking and data-driven decision-making. Based on the Gantt chart, several data-driven decisions can be made, and agile practices can be implemented to accelerate the remaining tasks in the minimum viable product or MVP development project. Number 1 is implementing continuous integration and continuous deployment or CI/CD. Since the development phase is still incomplete and testing phase just begun, introducing a CI/CD pipeline can accelerate both phases. Continuous integration ensures that code changes are frequently merged into a shared repository, which allows immediate detection of integration issues. Automated tests should be executed after each merge to catch defects early. Meanwhile, continuous deployment ensures that the latest stable build is always ready for testing. This reduces bottlenecks between development and testing. The actions are to set up automated unit tests and integration tests to detect defects as soon as new code is committed. Also apply small and frequent code commits to avoid large and unmanageable releases. And finally, use a staging environment to validate each build before deployment. The second action is shift-left testing, or begin testing in parallel with development. Traditional waterfall-style testing occurs after development is complete, but Agile teams use shift-left testing to test earlier in the development cycle. Since testing with 5% completion overlaps with the development, this approach can help accelerate bug detection and resolution. The actions are to establish early stage testing, where testers validate partially developed features instead of waiting for full completion. Also use API testing and mock data to test backend functionalities, even if the front end is incomplete. And finally, encourage developer-tester collaboration by involving testers in development meetings to align priorities. The third action is daily stand-up meetings with focused task prioritization. Since the development phase is high risk and testing is beginning, structured daily stand-up meetings can help remove roadblocks and ensure all teams are aligned. The actions are to conduct 15-minute daily stand-ups to identify immediate blockers and reassign tasks if necessary. Also use Kanban boards or a Scrum task board to make progress visible. And finally, assign urgent bugs immediately to developers rather than waiting for a separate bug fixing phase. The fourth action is implementing pair programming or swarming for faster development completion. Since development is 70% complete, but testing is in early stages, assigning extra hands to high-risk tasks can help speed up the progress. The actions for pair programming is assigning two developers to work together on complex development tasks to accelerate completion and reduce errors. For swarming, we should assign multiple developers to high-priority tasks to push them across the finish line faster. To implement cross-functional teamwork, testers can start exploratory testing while developers finalize certain features. The fifth section is prioritizing high-risk issues by using the Moscow method. As testing progresses, new issues will emerge. Instead of handling bugs in a linear fashion, the team should use the Moscow prioritization framework to categorize them into must-have that are critical and blocking defects, should-have that are important but not a blocker, could-have that are nice to fix but not essential, and won't-have that are low-priority defects to address later. The actions are to address critical defects immediately to prevent them from delaying later phases. Also postpone minor visual fixes until after MVP development. And finally, use defect triage meetings to decide which issues get fixed first. The sixth action is deploying feature toggles for incremental releases. If the team is facing delays in completing all features, toggles can allow partially completed features to be deployed without blocking the release. The actions are to use toggles to release non-critical features later while delivering the core functionality on time. Allow testers to validate individual components without waiting for the full product. Finally, use dark launching or releasing features to limited users before public release for risk mitigation. The seventh action is use time boxing to prevent delays in bug fixing and deployment. Since bug fixing starts on the 3rd of March, any delays in development or testing could eat into that window. Time boxing ensures that each phase stays on schedule. The actions are to limit bug fixing tasks to strict time windows. For example, allocate 1 day for fixing critical defects before moving to non-critical ones. Also use a Scrum ban or a Scrum plus Kanban to limit work in progress and ensure teams don't get overloaded. Finally, conduct daily retrospectives or short reviews to adjust the testing approach if necessary. The eighth action is to perform a pre-deployment dry run. This is to avoid unexpected failures during the deployment phase, which starts on 5th of March. A dry run can help simulate production deployment and identify risks beforehand. The actions are to perform a staging environment deployment and document issues. Also automate configuration checks and database migrations. And finally, ensure rollback plans are in place in case of deployment failure. By integrating CI/CD, early testing, stand-up meetings, pair programming, swarming, and defect prioritization, the project team can optimize efficiency in the remaining phases. These agile practices will help accelerate development completion, detect bugs earlier, and ensure a smoother deployment, which leads to a successful MVP release on time. Step 4 is comparing Gantt charts in Excel with MS Project, Primavera P6, Trello, and ClickUp. Gantt charts are one of the most widely used tools to effectively visualize and track project schedules. We have a range of software options to animate Gantt charts. Microsoft Project has long been regarded as a robust tool for scheduling and resource management, but its power comes at a cost of a steep learning curve and significant complexity. Project managers often complain that the sheer volume of features and functions can be overwhelming. The software's complexity requires extensive training and dedicated resources, which can lead to delays in project initiation and increased operational costs. Also, Microsoft Project is not as intuitive as more modern solutions, which is not helpful in rapid deployment of project schedules. Its user interface is often seen as dated, which makes it difficult for new users to navigate without significant support. These factors can make Microsoft Project less attractive to organizations that prioritize agility and ease of use. Primavera P6 is another candidate for project scheduling, particularly in construction and engineering. Although Primavera P6 offers a robust framework for managing large-scale and highly complex projects, its disadvantages are pronounced when it comes to drawing detailed Gantt charts. The tool's sophisticated feature set is designed for complicated projects and creates an inflexible user experience for projects that are more dynamic in nature. The high cost of licensing Primavera P6, combined with the requirements for specialized training, makes it an expensive option for many organizations. Also, the rigid structure of Primavera P6 may limit a project manager's ability to quickly adjust schedules in response to evolving project requirements. Its focus on detail and multi-layered planning can lead to a scenario where the tool becomes more of a hindrance than a help. In contrast, Trello is known for its simplicity and visual appeal. Trello's card-based system and Kanban board layout have made it a popular tool for task management and team collaboration. However, when it comes to creating and managing detailed Gantt charts, Trello falls short. The platform is primarily designed for agile task management rather than schedule planning. To incorporate Gantt chart functionality, users must rely on third-party integrations or plugins, which can introduce additional layers of complexity and potential compatibility issues. The inherent simplicity of Trello means that it lacks advanced scheduling capabilities, dependency tracking, and resource management features that are essential for professional project management in complex projects. As a result, while Trello may be an excellent choice for managing small teams or projects with simple timelines, its limitations are revealed in larger projects that require rigorous timeline management and data-driven decision-making. ClickUp is a relatively new tool for project management and offers an all-in-one platform that includes Gantt chart functionalities among its many features. Although ClickUp combines the best elements of various project management tools, its Gantt chart capabilities are sometimes less robust than those found in specialized software. While ClickUp provides a visually pleasing and versatile interface, the performance can degrade with larger datasets, which makes it less effective for projects with large task lists and complex interdependencies. Also, the customization options are limited. Integration issues in data export and import capabilities restrict the utility of ClickUp, particularly for organizations that rely on custom workflows and detailed reporting. These challenges can slow down the process of managing and updating project timelines, which reduces ClickUp's overall efficiency for projects that demand precision and high-level oversight. In contrast to these specialized tools, Excel has proven to be an old favorite among project managers for drawing and managing Gantt charts. One of the primary benefits of using Excel is its flexibility. Unlike dedicated project management software, which often locks users into rigid workflows and predefined templates, Excel provides a blank canvas that can be tailored to meet the specific needs of any project. Project managers have the freedom to design custom Gantt charts that align precisely with their project environments, with adding unique milestones, task dependencies, and risk categorizations. This level of customization helps professionals to create visualizations that are informative and aligned with the specific project reporting needs. Excel is also widely available and cost-effective, which makes it an accessible tool for organizations of all sizes. Many professionals are already familiar with the Excel environment, which reduces the need for additional training. Another significant advantage of Excel is its ability to integrate with other Microsoft Project tools and various data sources. This helps the consolidation of information from multiple sources and creates a more comprehensive view of project status and progress. Excel's compatibility with tools such as Power BI enhances its analytical capabilities and helps project managers to create sophisticated visualizations and in-depth analysis that inform strategic decisions. Also, Excel supports a wide range of add-ins and third-party applications which can extend its functionality. It's a versatile tool that adapts to the evolving needs of all projects. And that wraps up our implementation of Gantt charts for Agile Project Management. I hope you can now see how powerful and surprisingly simple this tool is to implement in Excel. Try it out on your own projects and you'll be amazed at the uncovered insights. If you found this video useful, please consider subscribing. You can get the Excel workbook via the provided link in the description below. I'll see you in the next one.